That's what Diana talked about right now is just A and B. So with B, we also have, she mentioned Qdoba, which is a national tenant. And the great thing for us, we're getting a lot of the mom and pop and local users coming in because they see the market. But now, when you land a Qdoba, that opens the door for more national tenants. And going into building F and G, we can't disclose right now, but let's just say we have, we're probably a few weeks away from a national coffee user for a drive-through, which would be a large national chain, and then what we just mentioned with Zale Credit Union or Vibe for the banking purposes in Building G. Both these buildings, F and G, going down Greenfield next to A and B, have drive-through components. Originally, we didn't have that, but we went back and we saw there's a need for some drive-through, and the city accommodated our request, and we had that approval. So back to A and B, though. This building on the retail and Building B on the retail is where it is now. Above us, the apartments are getting closer for occupancy as well. We're working every day with the city and doing inspections weekly to get closer and closer for finishes. Once we have a few rough inspections on the floor above us, which we'll walk now, then we'll go full speed on finishes. Finishes means drywall, trim, doors, flooring, kitchens, quartz countertops, really beautiful, beautiful amenities and finishes inside the units. 9-foot ceilings, and then you see the balconies outside, all 5 by 10 balconies, which gives you so much more room. And you're seeing this city come together now, because I heard it earlier, somebody said it's a city within a city. You're getting more and more of these components being put together. We've mentioned Costco and the success they've had in less than, I think, a year and a half, less than 2 years being on site. We are pretty close to opening or signing a deal with a large sports complex on the west side of the property. That would bring us close to 250,000 visitors annually. Large outdoor sports and indoor sports complex.
For Macy's?
No, for this section here, Nancy. So this is Northwestern. This is where the dirt piles are right now. Our goal is to bring that down to a level where it can be used for outdoor facilities. We'll have some community benefits too, with a large track going around the property, and then we're going to figure out how we connect it so all these users and all these residents here have access to that, at the same time bringing in users for the sports complex. Travel sports is a huge industry, and we know that if you have one of those, you're going to need a huge boutique hotel style a venue here as well, and we're working very close. The old Hudson's building, the second and third floor, we're in preliminary design stages with a boutique hotel operator that's going along far here. With Henry Ford coming in, we see a lot of traction, a lot of positive energy coming to the site. Opening up 2 buildings, starting 2 more. Our goal is to start 2 more within the next 2 months, we hope, where we can at least get foundations in the ground and see action going vertical. And everybody knows that the site is here, but not a lot of people understand the work and the amount of energy that went to demolition, underground, building roads. This was, you guys all remember Northland 10 years ago and 7 years ago. Now we're building these roads throughout the site. So this spring and summer, we're going to finish the last road that connects to the back of Costco. So we have our next boulevard open. And Diana and the team has been working on bringing other users in. We're in really strong discussions with a large grocery store, a local chain that has multiple locations. We have a couple other banks and other users that we're talking to right now. And we have a furniture store that we're pretty far along with as well. I hate to say it's signed and mention people's names because that doesn't happen. I feel like I'm jinxing it. So until it's inked, until I know it's under construction, we don't want to put it out there. But I can tell you that when that does happen, it's going to bring the most positive energy this site has ever envisioned in 60 years of life. And you have, again, with Henry Ford here, that's going to be a catalyst for the growth and everything that happens throughout this site. That we have a waiting list for the apartments. I mean, listen, the state of Michigan is short 200,000 units, whether it's affordable, workforce, market rate, units, and we're going to be 1,500 units right here. We're going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, multifamily user in the state, and this is the biggest mixed-use project in the state of Michigan.
So I mean, what's the price point at that?
These are all market rates. They're about $2.35 a square foot starting, which actually is a pretty fair number compared to something in Royal Oak or downtown or midtown. And the product is, in my opinion, in par, if not better, than what they have in other areas. So if you have a workforce like the hospital with the resident doctors, the traveling nurses, the fellowships, the foreign exchange students that they have coming in, they need somewhere to live. They need somewhere to stay. At the same time, then the retail on the first floor provides them with those different amenities. Every building that we're going to build, including these, will have rooftop amenities with like a patio area overlooking, the site, overlooking, Greenfield and into the inner development.
David, if I could interject
Please.
too. Our vision for this always was this urban wall. And so, we're very looking forward to these buildings getting up. And also, if you'll recall, we never said that this was going to be a mall. But when you have this many people, obviously you need that neighborhood retail. So I'm just thrilled to hear of the new leases. Great job, Diana, getting those signed up. And we're always looking for, the council's talked about this a lot, sit-down restaurants, not just drive up, drive through. So we hope that we'll see more of that here. And the other thing I want to underscore, last night we had a meeting with the Planning Commission. And the Planning Commission made it very clear how long it takes, and I know there's been some impatience here, but how long it takes to put all of the financing together. Think about John Grace School. We're just going to break ground or start the construction on that project. How long have we talked about it? Almost 4 years, because we had to put the financial stack together. This is the same thing with the Middle Point project. Look at how Hassan has had that property for 5 years. These things, they take time. A lot of people don't get that, and they're impatient. And of course, everybody wants to see this, but it's not something of this magnitude. Is sure, we would like to have seen it done in 5 years, but I think that was unrealistic for something this large. And we're seeing the same thing, especially with the turbulence with building materials. Our McKinley project, the cost of that has gone up because of steel, aluminum, and so on. If some of these projects, originally.
COVID started it, right? So you're getting, from that point on, you get the bottleneck of supply chain issues. But then in 2022, when interest rates go up, you have banks that are going to say, okay, let's sit back and wait till things get a little better. Everybody anticipated within a year things will change. Well, they haven't, and they've plateaued to a certain extent, but it's still costly. And then that means you have to get more capital and put it into the project. What we're doing now, essentially, we're in the final days, really, of a refinance for these two buildings here. So it allows us equity to start the next two buildings. So any money that comes through our pocket is essentially going right back in, whether it's a new water tower or with the old power station that's being converted to a very large clubhouse for the entire site. And that plan is coming out soon with multiple sports courts, large pools. We're in the process of finalizing that as well. So that's going to be a really nice piece for the site as well.
Is there any open space like park area?
Yeah, we have tons of green space. We're actually with that originally over there was going to be the green space area.
Nice.
But with the sports user coming in, we're working with planning on how we can adjust it in multiple locations. Listen, this field, right, this green field is thousands of feet going down. So you have a large site. This guy, or this resident, I should say, may not want to go and walk their dog all the way over here. So we got to find some different locations, whether it's connecting it to that, with sidewalks and different activities. But we have so much green space that we're going to accommodate a lot of that, because that's the need and the amenity for a resident.
Where's the condos?
So right now, Nancy, we're focused on these first 6 buildings of apartments. The goal will probably be to fill in some of the second phase green space for condominiums for sale as well. Hudson's has, like I said, we're working on 2 floors of boutique hotel. There's going to be a possibility that we have rooftop areas where we can convert that to for sale condominium as well.
Because at one time we were talking about the condos at
on top of the Macy's building. And I thought the boutique hotel.
That was before David, though. Before Contour came,
Really?
we had the renderings. We still have the pictures in the planning
Yeah,
department.
and those.
Yeah, and we had that rendering of the windows.
I thought it was with this whole complex, because that was a really, really.
It's, I mean, there's,
It was a cool design.
yeah, you can squeeze in a
People
few more than
just
likely.
asking,
Yeah,
you know.
we want to have some for sale product because we have the capabilities of doing that here. With even the buildings the way they are now, they can be deemed a condominium. The size of the units and the ceiling heights and the amenities that they come with.
What about the retail shopping?
So that's, we're working with the furniture store, we're working with a couple of different users. Diana's been working close with some retail store users. And the biggest challenge we have is getting the perception of surface parking. Everybody wants surface parking. We can put 1,000 cars underneath here, and that's what we want to use. We want to be able to say, look, you have underground parking, but it's a challenge that the market hasn't seen before. It's a one-of-a-kind project, but I think this is going to be a blueprint for other, say, closed down malls, what they can do with sites this large.
So you're gonna have an inside shuttle?
We'll have underground parking underneath the mall for parking going up to these specific buildings here, whether that's retail or different department stores.
So, David, why don't we talk a little bit about the police station, because that's coming back here.
Yeah, so I mean we've had I'll say numerous discussions with the police and the city on where would make the most sense, and I think we've chose the southwest corner here for the police. We definitely want to build and have that location on site, and we want to have that community involvement with the police, the residents, the retail shops, the hotels,
And the DDA.
and the DDA has the same. Yes, same building was always the plan.
And this is Costco, right?
Yes,
So
that's
behind-
Costco. So right in
police
this
is right
location.
behind.
Yes, yep. And we want to have, we've talked in the past about having a training facility and a couple other things. So I think even with development, you start big and you kind of narrow it down to the needs and wants of what makes sense for today and the future. But definitely the community involvement with the police and having that here, I think it had a station here previously. It was more of a small. We want to bring a little larger concept where you see on the bike paths, instead of driving around, they're riding their bikes around. I think it's a great tool for recruiting as well for the city of Southfield's police.
Our station really was unto itself. It wasn't open. We're looking at something that it's like a Main Street police
Yeah.
station,
Yes.
where it's glass and people can see that the police are here.
Yeah. Here. So this is the rooftop area where you can see downtown Detroit on a clear day like this. You can see it all the way through, which is special. But it's an amenity for the residents. You come in, you'll be parked on the back side. That entrance, actually, where that little door is right now, that's going to be the main lobby for the residents. So they'll come in, they'll grab their mail, they'll drop off their bikes, whatever the case is. They get Amazon deliveries. They'll take the elevator and shoot up. We don't have elevators yet, or they're on site. We don't have power. Once we have power, we'll get elevators. But I wanted to point out the exterior work that's going on. You see these columns. I think the mayor was just mentioning they've been on the ground for some time now. We're finally finalizing the exterior work. So this summer, all the exterior will be done. Our roads will be paved. Our sidewalks will be open. We're working on signage for all those users that we just discussed as well, with illuminated signs for each user, each restaurant or retail store. And you see the balcony sizes. They're not your typical size balconies. We went a little above and beyond because we said let's get 2 adults up there comfortably. No barbecues, nothing like that. Just 2 adults with some chairs so they can lounge on days like this, or they can decide to do some work from there, whatever the case is. We're gonna do a walk around, and then we'll walk some units so you can see some more work. You see a little bit of glimpse of B as well, and we'll walk some units. Sound good?
Now, does anybody want
Come see the work. I mean, I guess sometimes you only see the finished product, but seeing the guts, right?
Yes.
It tells you a lot, right? You see what a pad for a transformer looks like now. So that's where the power comes from. And then that goes underground into the building.
This is one of the reasons for the delay, or slowing the project down, is because when Northland was here and after it closed, they took the transformer away. So
Is this underground parking here?
No, this is a transformer pad for the
I know,
power.
but what's underneath us?
Nothing. This power, this line, it goes all the way under and into that pole right there,
Okay.
and then it splits off to that building and to this building. Excuse me. And then you'll see if you guys step over here, this is all parking lot. All parking lot for the residents. So between these lots here, you see this one is a little more graded. That's how it's gonna end up looking like the one you just walked. So this will be paved here in the next month, and that'll be next.
You have loading docks too? Like?
The mall itself has loading docks underground.
Okay, what about with
We have garage doors. We have big service elevators, so the service elevator will be used for residents to move their, their furniture and whatnot. Well, you see the detail though of what it takes to just build the site. You see the truck coming from over there. We have abundant amounts of soil we have to move.
Oh,
So
I
we're
see.
taking soil from there and moving it over there. It's a process. It's 125 acres.
Yeah.
So the transformer and then the generator will both be like fenced in, so
Yes, all closed and closed off. You can't see them.
Looks like a road here that kind of just
Yeah,
ends.
it stops here, yes. So there'll be some pavement in the middle here between both the buildings, some decorative pavement.
Yeah.
With the restaurant coming here, they'll have some outdoor space. Every one of the buildings, I should have mentioned, has these large overhang arcades where you can have outdoor seating as well.
And then on the top over here, it's not.
So this
Yeah,
is
bricked.
Yeah. The next stage is getting the siding, like you saw over there. That's
Yeah.
going to happen throughout here.
All the way to the top.
all the way
floor
up.
also?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, these are considered high-rise buildings. So they're not, it's a lot of manual and labor and machine work and heavy equipment every day.
Yeah.
The transformer pad, that can hold a building itself. Look how thick that is. It's probably 12 inches thick.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna.
This is a 2-bedroom. So now you walk in, you see it's a little shorter this way, going vertical, north and south, but the bedrooms are split on each side, right? So when you walk in, you have the same layout for your kitchen, laundry room, closet space. Now you have a bedroom here with a large patio, and you have, again, a large bathroom with a tub. Large, with a large walk-in closet. Yeah, go ahead.
This is a Four-Season closet.
This is the Four Seasons of Michigan here.
And here's the other person's closet, right?
That's the husband's closet.
So have you priced these out yet?
These are starting around, these units I think are like close to 2,600 a unit. Yeah. High ceilings, but you're getting multiple balconies, large closet space, high ceilings, washer and dryers is the size of that is what you typically find in a house. But we know that that's an amenity that people need. We don't want you to go to the laundry service.
Right, drag
But
your
it's,
things all up and down the
yep.
stairs. That's really nice.
Yep.
It's really
That's a
nice.
big deal.
And then, like I said, downstairs at the main lobby for the entrance, we'll have concierge service, security. We're putting a huge security system each building, working with the Guardian alarm, camera systems, door fobs, so it's accessible just for the residents. So this is the stage that these first, I'll say, 2 floors are on right now. We're a few weeks away from some final rough inspections, and after that, we're going to be full speed with closing the walls off, priming, painting, hanging doors, floors, cabinets, countertops, lights, and go for C of Os. And then I told Molly we have to have a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yes.
We have a time slot of sometime in September, we said. That's when you're available?
Yes, absolutely.
We're available whenever.
I know. She remember at the DDA meeting she had some specific dates that she had mentioned. So,
Yes,
but yeah, we're going towards that. As the sooner the better.
And to get tenants in as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to build them for just to keep them empty. We have to fill them up. We think we have a strong base around us with the hospital. Our leasing staff is just waiting to get, we can do a little more on the commercial side because that takes some time on negotiations, but housing, people want to get in and out. They want to be, I got to move tomorrow, right? So you're going after, doing some specials, you're enticing them to come into this new facility, this new site, and then you're building more and building more.
Just
All right, Nancy made it.
How beautiful is the
I'm
light?
taking his hat off though.
It's
The
all right,
light
there's
up
nothing
here
around
is
here.
amazing.
Yeah, it is. Right.
So this is the 6th floor, the top floor. We're going to have the amenity space and garage doors that are coming in here in the next couple weeks on this side as well. This is our movement studio.
Oh.
So you'll have yoga, we put up these big screens that have yoga classes or different things, and the residents can use that while having the door open and getting some outdoor space. More units you guys passed along there. And then, Juliana, which way is the door open? This way? This is our game room.
Oh, game room.
This is the community, area where the Lions make the Super Bowl this year coming up.
Oh, yeah.
This is where we're going to host the party.
Oh, nice.
While still having access to the rooftop area, lounge, there's a wet bar, nice TVs, refrigerators. If you want to have a party or something like that, you can lease it out with the staff. It'll be enclosed and accessible for the residents. So it's a nice amenity space. You see between the pocket there? So that's downtown. Yeah. So all of this will be an enclosed area, safely done. But now you start visualizing the size of the building, and if you go over there, you'll see the whole site itself.
All right. Oh. Come on, Nancy, come closer.
Come on, Nancy, over here.
In front.
And then we'll do another one over there.
Hold on.